Okay, so digital trends in fashion. Well, as you know, in fashion, one day you're in and the next day you're out. Much like in tech, like one day you're the gold-funded color and the next day you're what? So what happens now in fashion? First of all, we have the reinvention of runway shows. Runway shows have always been in the heart of fashion, and it was partly why fashion was so slow to adapt to our hyper-connected reality. Because designers have a very high level of competitiveness, they're very secretive when it comes to show, so they weren't willing to open up. And there was also a touch of diva attitude that they didn't really feel like opening up before the show. The reality today, of course, is very different. We have live feeds from backstage. We have runway shows streaming straight to our place, mostly 3D now. So from the backstage, we've seen Oscar de la Renta, for instance, that he crowdsourced actually pictures and videos and live coverage from the backstage and everything that happened on the runway on the Tumblr. And he also live pinned the bridal show. So as soon as a look walked down the runway, it was straight away pinned on Pinterest. Burberry, of course, you can't say social media or digital innovation and not mention Burberry, because they really moved forward with that, and it helped them give back a young, a fresh feeling to the brand that was getting old. So what they actually did is they hired a professional photographer to take pictures and post on Instagram, straight from the runway on London Fashion Week. And they also posted animated GIFs on Twitter. So the closed backstage, everybody has a pass now. Everybody can walk in and see what's going on. Now, as far as goes as a front row, the reality today is very different. I mean, I don't know if you remember when bloggers first started to appear on the front row. It was much of a show, a lot of competitiveness between the editors and the bloggers there. But now you don't only see bloggers, you also see influencers. You see people that won competitions, say from Polyvore, and they have a seat. So the front row is way more open now. Even parties, the fashion night, I remember it was a fashion night out party in Florida, and the doors opened for you only if you had a clout score above 40. So, as far as the show goes, shows now have a more cinematic approach. In the latest season of America's Next Top Model, they had the final runway show for the brand Forever 21, and it was in China. And you had the models interacting with projections on the wall. And we've also seen many brands using holograms. Burberry used a mix of real models, and that's a picture from the opening of their store in Beijing, in China, and they used a mix of models and holograms, walking down the runway and showing you looks. And when you consider that, you know, you have all the shows live streaming, and many times in 3D, I can see that it's not that far in the future that you could have holograms walking down your living room, maybe. And you could see a look again, examine it in a 360 view. So runway shows are going to be way more interactive. I don't know if the guys here are still with me, or you are thinking about Victoria's Secret models, holograms in your runway, but please come back. Okay. So, yeah. We also seen old trends make a comeback with the help of digital. So trunk shows were big, like around the 50s, where, you know, designers would host shopping events like mini fashion shows just for the very important customers, so they could see the looks and shop within the shop. So what happens now is that you have that kind of fashion events, but brands now can host them online. I think it was, it was members-only e-commerce subscription site Style Mint, and they had a live shopping event on Facebook. So trunk shows, it was a completely forgotten trend, actually made a comeback. Crowdsourcing and curation. These are two buzzwords I'm sure you've heard before. But they've really helped brands connect on a personal level with the shoppers as far as crowdsourcing goes. We have brands like Moxie and ModCloth. They're two brands that really have done it well. They host buyer chats in which they ask feedback from their customers and reward them for that. And they ask them opinion about what products they should sell. So customers have the power to influence what kind of products are going to be sold. Moxie hosts that on Twitter, and ModCloth has hosted them on Facebook. So, but we've seen also other brands. I mean, like Threadless, it's a classic example of crowdsourcing, that they ask people what designs are going to produce in t-shirts. And you've seen people like to do that kind of stuff even within Polyvore, even within mini concerts, like Rebecca Minkoff had a contest on Polyvore to have people design its latest clutch bag. The screenshot I have here is from ModCloth, where they took it one step further, and they asked the customers to make the cut collection. So help them create a whole collection from scratch, pick the designs, decide what's going on. Crowdsourcing may provide valuable insights for brands, but on the other hand, consumers may know what they want today, but they don't know what they want tomorrow. I mean, neon colors are really popular for this season, but maybe one season back, nobody would say, yeah, I want a neon heels or something like that. Curated commerce has to do with mixing the shopping experience with kind of editorial feel. Maybe it's, you could say, the new version of magazines in a way. We've seen Stylist Pick, which is a new site, and they have famous stylists pick products, make the selection, and recommend for things to buy. Or we have My Mix for eBay Fashion, for eBay UK and Germany actually, and behind that it's products curated by the eBay Style Collective, which is a group of fashion bloggers, people that have a lot of influence in eBay, and stylists. And we've also seen celebrities come into curated commerce. Yux usually has a celebrity make a selection, suggest clothes. Most recently it was Orlando Bloom. I can only imagine they will sell out once they get Ryan Gosling. Hey girl, you should wear this. And we have ASOS that has ASOS Finder, which is also, you have the community sharing inspiration, but you also have the picks from ASOS editors. So they pick things within the community. They take the extra step there. So mixing online and offline. So shopping cannot be a fragmented experience. It can't be that difference. People consider it natural to have the same level and the same quality of service online and offline. So, and according to research, customers value technology that makes shopping easier. Like 63% of the respondents interested in using services like handheld technology and in-store kiosks. So, what that may be? It could be interactive dressing rooms and mirrors. Actually, Fitting Reality is a startup that presented only a couple of weeks ago at BizPark Europe. And we also have von Bismarck, another startup that has interactive mirrors. Of course, this is all fresh, and there are challenges because in fashion there is a very high level of demand about quality, about how clothes would fit on you, and how the color shows on a virtual mirror. But so far it's been applied mostly for cosmetic brands. So we've seen brands like I think it was L'Oreal, Maybelline, and Shiseido, and they actually applied that at special kiosks in the Asian market. So you could take a picture, try on a new makeup, and share it with your friends through that. So in-store use of iPad and mobile. iPad has been perfect for shopping, and it's been great when brands can train their sales representatives, and with the help of an iPad or a mobile device, they can help them get information straight away, get data from the customer, cut a sale, or if the customer is interested in something that is not in stock in the store, they can direct them to another store straight away through an iPad app, or they can cut the sale and they can order that specific item online if they don't have it in stock in store. There are many brands that do that. Tory Brands is using mobile in store, so sales associate can log in the site. And in China, Burberry stores also have interactive touchscreens. And Guess also uses that, and Nordstrom also has an interesting application where sales representatives have an iPad app, and they can, if you want to order a custom-made suit, you go to them and they help you decide the color, the cut, and make the order right there. Take measurements and do the whole order through the iPad app. Interactive store windows. So yeah. That has been, like fashion, whatever has to do with appearance. So sometimes it doesn't have that much of a practical appliance, but still they're willing to try out, especially luxury brands that can afford, a little experiment with Kinect or something. So we've seen Repetto have an interactive store window. They would show videos of ballerinas, people just with a hand motion. They could, see more videos. You had 3D videos projecting, augmented reality. This is a picture from a shop, I think it was Nordstrom. And you could write with light on the back of the window, whatever you wanted, with the help of Kinect. But these aren't really practical applications. But we've also seen practical applications like with Adidas footwear wall. When you actually walk into the store, you see a wall, you see all the sneakers, and you can go through, get information, just touch the wall. What actually can be done now with technology is you can actually create a personalized welcome page. That'd be easier to entice the customer to walk in, apart from the fact that you could get valuable insights. What products these people look at, because now you have people stopping in front of a window shop, but you don't know what attracted their attention. With technology, you could see which bag did people see the most, how you should place your products. You could have a whole lot of new insight. So interactive with products. When you walk into a store, you can interact with products. Online, you can't really do that, but online you can like a shop, you can share it with your friends. When you walk in store, if you want to like a dress, you have to take a picture of it and post it on Facebook. But brands now want to do that more automatically. This is a picture of the hangers from C&H, a Brazilian retailer. And what you actually see is the number of likes online for that specific item. So if you like it online, you can see the number going up. Macy's had a backstage pass, so that actually were QR codes on the clothes, so you could see stylist tips for that specific item, but a celebrity stylist, say Rachel Zoe. Shopping from anywhere. Okay. So internet has made us a little bit impatient. Well, after the dial-up era. I don't know how many of you remember it. But what is going on? When you see something and you want to buy it, you want to buy it now. You have so much information, so many new products that after a while, maybe you've already forgotten and the opportunity to cut that sale is gone. So giving the opportunity to cut a sale at the minute someone sees something and likes it, it's important. I mean, girls, I think like most of us wish for a Shazam for clothes. When you walk down the street and you see a girl wearing something, you want to Shazam it and see what's that. Okay, we're not there yet, but you have, you can shop straight away from online magazines now. You have shoppable ads. Burberry's latest campaign is interactive and you can shop straight from the campaign. And we also have social shopping sites like Polyvore, Fancy, Pinterest, List. I mean, all these sites, you see it, you like it, and you can shop it. You don't have to interrupt that experience and go look for that product somewhere else. Tablets and mobile, okay. So of course, mobile is big and it's only gonna get bigger. I'm sure you're tired of listening to that by now. But according to Nielsen, the vast majority of US smartphone and tablet owners have used their mobile devices for shopping-related activities. Smartphones are usually used, mostly for not so much as cutting, as making an actually buy, but more about information around shopping. Tablets are more appealing visuals, so it's easier to shop during your leisure time. We've seen good numbers by brands, so that's why they're so willing to invest in that. eBay had a record of $5 billion in mobile purchases in 2011 and predicts this number would climb back to 8 billion by the end of this year. And Rulala, which is a flash sale site, it's a flash site. For them, m-commerce is 18% of business during the week and 30% during the weekends. And we've also seen a lot of interest for brands to make shoppable mobile ads. So Kate Spade and Victoria's Secret, and you can see an ad in mobile and you can make the buy straight from there. So shoppable mobile ads are something they're very willing to invest in. Who does it best? This is the top 10 by luxury too. When it comes to mobile, Sephora, you can see, is the #1. What they do is they have a mobile site which is m-commerce compatible, and they also have applications, and their iPad application has a lot of how-to videos and see how you can apply the product and what you can do. Video hasn't really paid off for brands yet. The problem is that although they're very appealing aesthetically, they haven't been able to connect with customers on the level of storytelling. There are very beautiful videos, you know, like film, but apart from that, there is no connection there. You can see even on YouTube, if you can check different brands, the number of views is not that high. Or they have very cheap backstage video. So this is a gray area still. Brands haven't figured that out yet. But I think shoppable videos is what is going to make a difference. There's been some, some experiments so far trying to see how this works. We've mostly seen that for music videos, so shoppable music videos. That's what we've seen so far, but more practical information like how to wear it and shop it straight from the video could be something very popular. We also have the social video networks like Vidi and SocialCam, which is an easy way and doesn't require that high of a budget. It's like making a little movie. So we've seen DVF using VD actually, and what they do is they show backstage clips from runway shows, but they also have backstage information on Diana's life. So you can see her in the office, you can see how she works, share a short message with her fans, and make it more personable. I think interactive TV is going to be very big for fashion, and we've seen so far how this could work. A very popular show that had its first season, it was last year, it was Fashion Star on NBC, and what happens is you have designers that compete each week, and you also have buyers. So you have buyers from Macy's, you had buyers from Saks Fifth Avenue and H&M, and they would pick designs from that specific episode, from that runway show, and they would buy them and sell them online and in stores right after the show. So as soon as the show ended, you could go online and shop that look from the designer you like that competed. And it was a huge success. You would see items sold out just hours after the show. And I don't think they expected it to be that much of a big hit. And you could see it gained a lot of interest. Like in Cannes, like only a few weeks back, they sold the show to, I think, 75 countries. So it's going to be big. But if it was interactive TV, and you could shop it straight as you saw it on TV, it shows the potential. People want to shop what they see on TV. So it's a trend, I'm thinking, that brands will want to cast in. This is a summary of what we talked about. If you have questions, Google them. I'm kidding. So I'm here for questions or vodka, whatever you want. Thank you.